I've decided to post this video as a response to certain issues and questions which have been raised within the past day regarding my video, Kirk Cameron versus Reason. I will address each one by one, and I see no better choice to start with than this. You decry the methods used by those you oppose, yet seek to employ those very same methods in your struggle against them. Does this not make you a hypocrite? Well, while I find the question to be fair, at the same time I see the answer eluding people due to a misunderstanding of terminologies. I would ask you first to rewatch the beginning minute and a half of my original video so you will be able to corroborate what I'm about to say. To begin with, let us lay out a set of terms and define them so we can all be in agreement as to what they mean before I continue. I would like you to imagine a spectrum. On one side is a theist. A theist is a person who believes in a deity, a higher power, a god, who created the world, created humankind, and the universe. Now, on the opposing side of this spectrum is an atheist. An atheist is a person who disbelieves in a deity, a god, or a creator of humanity or of the universe. Within the spectrum, at its very center, would sit agnosticism. An agnostic is someone who would suppose that God could exist, yet can't confirm or deny this, and so would be open to the concept of it. They remain undecided. As I had stated in my video, I was an atheist. However, if you've done as I've asked and rewatched it, you would have caught the statement which lays the issue of hypocrisy to rest. The statement in which I said, "This video is a call to arms for anti-theists." You see, there's a difference, a fundamental difference, between what an atheist is and what an anti-theist is. As I had said earlier, an atheist is someone who disbelieves in a deity. Yet, despite their holding that conviction, they are still tolerant of a theist's viewpoint and opinion. I believe it is this tolerance which has allowed things to go as far as they have, and allowed religious agendas to move forward. This tolerance on the part of atheists is their greatest weakness. If omission is halfway to lying, and lying the whole way to hell, then I would posit tolerance is akin to omission. Anti-theism is atheism without the tolerance. It not only disagrees with the theist viewpoint, it opposes it. This now brings us back to the question of hypocrisy. Well, here's your answer. It could be said that it would be hypocritical of an atheist to decry the actions of the religious, and then to use those very same actions against them. But we're not talking about atheists, are we? We're talking about anti-theists. Now, remember that core distinction between the two, because it's important. I would ask you, how could it be hypocritical of a group whose very foundation is built upon the concept of engagement and opposition? There is no inherent tolerance built into the anti-theistic school of thought. What you see before you is not hypocrisy, but strategy. Anti-theists never claim to be tolerant, and therefore aren't bound by some rule stating don't engage, don't oppose, don't fight back. They don't do a disservice to their beliefs by adapting similar tactics because they have no directive stating they do otherwise. Adaptation allows the army defeated today to be victorious tomorrow. Now, as I had said, the actions of Kirk Cameron and Roy Comfort were in poor taste, and so it could be said that this proposal is as well. But poor taste and hypocrisy are two very different things. Over the next few days I'll be addressing other issues and questions which were raised as well, in an effort to clear up any air of confusion about what my proposal is and how I plan to move forward with it. And while I know this video may leave you with a lot to think about, I'd like to close it out with this. We'd all like to live in a world of tolerance, where every viewpoint is accepted and everyone has a right to express those beliefs. And while I'm not opposed to anybody believing in what they choose to, I am opposed to the propagation of falsehoods. When your belief is held up to the light of scrutiny and doesn't pass muster, it should be rebuked, it should be opposed, and it should be debunked. You can believe in it as much as you want. But what should be put forward, for everyone to have access to, is truth. Truth should be the principle which guides us all. When we allow other concepts we know to be false to be put forward true, we do a disservice to ourselves and our species. And while I know it's difficult to accept the concept of not being tolerant of these other beliefs, my lack of tolerance for them does not equate to persecution. I'm not saying we round up religious people and put them into camps. I'm not saying we burn down churches or burn books. What I am saying is, we shouldn't be afraid to call bullshit out on what it is. We shouldn't be afraid to be labeled intolerant or bigoted or suppressive for speaking the truth.